Hey everybody, welcome in. Hey Shawanda, hey Goddess, hey Tracy, hey Kay, hey Marvina, hey Sharon, hey Shauna. All right, we're gonna get into this. Shout out to the 32 that are already in the chat. I tried to come a little bit later for you guys today because I was real early yesterday, and I was like, let me go ahead and see if I can, come on a little bit later. Hey, Regina. So, shout out to the mods that are already in the chat. Thank you so much for showing up. Listen, you guys. Um, Manaheim 49. Hi. I missed some of you guys's super chats and cash apps yesterday. So I wanted to say thank you in advance. When I get into the case and I'm looking at all the stuff, I tend to miss it. But my mods caught it for me and they were like, hey, don't forget to thank everybody. So thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, Miss Cruiser. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this because it's a lot. It's a lot going on. Hey, Regina. So let me tell you guys straight up. Oh, my chief mod is in the chat, Regina Stokes. If you guys have any questions about anything related to YouTube or Restream or audio or visual, Regina Stokes is the lady to hit up. And then Shawanda, she is another mod of mine, Sharon Garen. You guys will get to know the mods. Hey, JJ. So shout out for that. Queen Elizabeth has passed away today, and so I wanted to make mention of that. Also, if you guys are familiar with comedian David, um, ooh, I can't even remember his name now. Let me check my email because I have, oh my god, so many, so many. If you guys were to see my email, rest in peace, comedian and the creator of That Girl Lele, David A. Arnold. He was 54 years old. He passed away today, so I wanted to make mention of that as well. And also, someone had, okay, Elizabeth, someone had a question about the transcripts, and I wanted to open this email while I was on air because I wanted you guys to know that people have questions about can't you get your hands on the transcripts and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to show you guys what I got today because I did inquire about it. Just want to let you know because I did inquire when it comes to transcripts. They are very expensive. Yeah, David Arnold. Wasn't that sad? I was like, and I mean, like, I'm like just getting into him, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe. Hi, hey Donna. I could not believe it. Um, will it allow me to show my email? Yes. Okay, so first off, concerning Tim Norman, I was like, I'm reaching out because I wanted to get my hands on the transcripts. Um, and the lady, the first email she sent me, and I wanted to see if I could get that, but this is the last email she sent me. She said, I'm sorry if there was a misunderstanding from my previous email. The daily transcripts are not available of this trial. So we will not be able to get those transcripts. And this is from the uscourts.gov. So it is not possible. But first, and I think this may be a different email, she told me that the transcripts would be like $3,000. And you needed, like you would order them like 14 days in advance. Let me see if this one, because I had two of them. Yeah, I was inquiring about the transcripts. Good afternoon. I just want to let you know the daily copy of the trial is not available. In order to receive the daily copy, they would have to be 14 days in advance. I was inquiring to get them like one day at a time, which would have been $3,000 per, per order. But then she sent me and said that these transcripts would not be available for this trial period. So let me go back to the docket. Hey, Sharon, I was just giving you a shout out. Let me go back to the docket. Um, this is why some of the things are sealed. Okay, so we have some things here that are sealed, like 351 and 347 and 344. They will not be open, and they are not available. Okay, I don't know if they'll be available. Trial is over, but while the trial is going on, the trips will not be open. They won't be unsealed, and they are not available. So yeah, that's that. So let's jump into this. I'm gonna make sure you guys can see this. Shout out to the 94 that are already in here. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you. All right, I'm on the right page. This is docket 348. It was filed yesterday. This is defendant's motion to exclude the testimony of David Sullivan. So let's get into who David Sullivan is and why his testimony, they don't want his testimony to be, which is too late because the trial has already started and David Sullivan's, um, I mean, he's already spoken. So, but anyway, this is the motion that they have up on Pacer from the U.S. courts. So the defendant, Timothy Norman, and by and through the undersigned attorneys, you know how it starts. Number one, the reason why they don't want it, because on September the 7th, 2022, after 4:30 p.m., the government notified Mr. Norman's counsel of its intent to call David Sullivan to testify at trial concerning whether, based on YL Yogman's July 19th, 2013 agent application, he has satisfied the criteria to become a contractual agent or producer for Forrester's Financial, hereinafter Forests, which is the insurance company. So the insurance company is Forrester's Financial. Okay. Number two, Mr. Sullivan is currently employed at Forrester's as Assistant Vice President, Claims, Compensation, and Contracting. Number three, Mr. Sullivan was not in the position of supervising Forrester's contract procedures at the time Mr. Yagnam submitted his July 19th, 2013 agent application to Foresters. The individual who oversaw Mr. Yagnam's agent application in 2013 is no longer employed at Foresters. For that reason alone, Mr. Sullivan's testimony should be barred because he has no personal knowledge of whether Mr. Yagnam would have been approved by Foresters at the time if it had known additional information regarding him. Number four, more importantly, whether Mr. Yagnam's satisfied Forrester's criteria to become a contractual agent or producer for the company in July 2013, fact at issue in this case, more or less probable than it would be without testimony. Now, let me remind you guys, there was more than one insurance company. This is just one of four. This is one of four that is actually listed um, in this trial. Uh, it would have been five, but Tim wasn't able to get a policy with one of the insurance agencies. So there was actually four different agencies that are involved because Tim was contacting different insurance agencies for the policies for Andre as well as Robbie Montgomery. Okay, so let's move on. Number five, nor is whether Mr. Yagnam's satisfied Forrester's criteria in July of 2013 a fact of any consequence in determining Mr. Norman's guilt or innocence for counts one, two, and three. Accordingly, and such testimony should be barred as irrelevant and insubmissible, which I totally disagree with, because this is a part of the insurance policies or whatever. It's completely disagree with number five. Really, I disagree with the whole thing. But this is why they don't want, specific testimony to go forth. And they're going to keep doing this throughout the entire trial because they don't want anybody to speak. And if you do get on the stand and speak, they want to try and Um, they want the jury not to hear certain things, because they're claiming that it's not factual. Now, my problem with this whole motion, with this whole filing, is that if in fact this man worked for the company, right? Then you know the rules and regulations, and you know if someone is qualified or not qualified. Whether you worked a year, 10 years, 20 years, it doesn't make a difference who it is. If the rules have not changed, then whether Yagnam was able to even get a job there, if he's doing the right thing, if he wasn't doing the right thing. So I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. Moving on to number 6. Moreover, there is no evidence that Tim Norman knew such, much less could have known that Mr. Yagnam was alleged ineligible or unqualified to be an insurance producer for foresters. For that reason, any such testimony should be barred as irrelevant and it's admissible. Moreover, number 7, if this court were to find that Mr. Sullivan's testimony with respect to Yagnam's qualifications to be an agent somehow has any remote relevance, its prohibitive value is to be submissible outweighed by the danger of juror confusion and misleading the jury, which I completely disagree with. And number 8, as such, Mr. Norman submits that Mr. Sullivan's testimony is irrelevant and should therefore be entirely excluded under Federal Rules of Evidence 401, 402, and 403, Federal R Evidence 401, 402, and 403, wherever, how, where moreover, defendant by and through its undersigned counsel respectfully moves this court to entry of order barring government from calling Mr. Sullivan as a witness as trial to offer any testimony on the above referenced issues for such other and further relief as inappropriate. I disagree. I disagree. And once again, I disagree. Now, I mean, it does make sense that, okay, if you guys were working together at the same insurance agency at the same time, I totally get what you're saying, but that's from a lawyer standpoint. I'm not a lawyer. I'm talking about Tim Norman's lawyer. But for Tim, to say, I don't want him to testify for these reasons is ridiculous. It doesn't make a difference if that man was working with YL or not, in my opinion. In my opinion, like I said, you could be working at anywhere. You could be working at Taco Bell and know all the rules and regulations unless something changes. You know if someone is qualified to work there or not. And if YL was not qualified to work there and you tried to get an insurance policy because you thought YL was working at that particular insurance agency, then that's on you, in my opinion, and allegedly. Okay? I love you too, Regina. Go rest. Go lay down. They are independent contractors, and that's another reason why I completely disagree with this. They're independent contractors. This is not employment we're talking about. We're talking about you working, your own hours, your own days or whatever as an independent contractor. And but you still need to be, like, if you're going to be contracted with a specific company, they do have rules and regulations. You need to be in a, specific, place, have a phone, have a car, whatever, have a laptop, whatever the specifications for that particular, job, is. So I agree with that. But there could be things like credit checks or background checks and stuff like that that could play a part in if you're going to be an independent contractor for said company, which in this case is foresters. And so I just feel like they're reaching. I mean, Tim and his team of attorneys are reaching for like anything. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. I feel like they're reaching, I'm not, and I'm not saying either or, you know, even if I was like, team Tim, which I'm not, but even if I was, I'd be like, okay, dude, you're reaching at this point. You're reaching. Grandbabies are doing good. Thank you, friend. The babies are doing good. They're doing excellent. Okay. let's move on. Hey, Tay, let's move on to the next document, or I should say article, because I want to see what the public has to say. And I know you guys too. Drop some teacups in the chat, you guys. Let me see if y'all want the tea. Drop some teacups in the chat because y'all already know we're fixing to get into it. This is bet.com. We're fixing to head on over there and see what they have to say. And I want to see y'all with some teacups and things. Shout out to the 137 in the chat. By the way, let me give a shout out to the mod squad because y'all rocked it yesterday. Y'all rock it every day. My mod squad is all that and a bag of chips, and I just love them so much. And thank you guys for being here with me. Love it. Regina, get better. Um, and yeah, so we get, yes, yes. Come on, teacups. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's move on. Let me get BET up on the screen so we can see what the public has to say. Let's go. Sweetie Pie Star Trials prosecutor paints Tim Norman as killer who sought nephew's insurance payout. The reality star, who had been partners in his mother's St. Louis area restaurant, is accused of masterminding a murder for hire conspiracy, which we already know. Testimony began Tuesday, September 6th, in the St. Louis murder for hire trial of reality TV star James Norman. The St. Louis Post Dispatch reports that Cution told jurors that Norman was desperate for money. So this is our aim right now. The public is saying that he was desperate for money. This is what the prosecution told jurors. The evidence will prove it is actually a very simple plan, Assistant U.S. Attorney Gwendolyn Carroll said in her opening remarks. Norman and Montgomery starred in Welcome to Sweetie Pies. We already know that. Robbie Montgomery was, the star of the show. Uh, Moving on, Montgomery 21 was killed outside of St. Louis apartment complex in 2016. Norman is accused of taking out several life insurance policies on his nephew, totaling in $450,000. The suspect shooter in the incident was identified as Travell Anthony. He's 30 years old. So Travell is going to lose most of his life because he's going to be, you know what I'm saying? He's going to be in prison. Just to recap, you guys who don't know, Hill said Terica Ellis, an exotic dancer who allegedly had a previous romantic relationship with Norman, lured Montgomery to the location where he was shot. And Hill said that he received $5,000 from Norman to off Montgomery, and Ellis said that Norman paid her $10,000 for her role, which is totally backwards. Why would you? Were you in a relationship with Terica or something? Like that doesn't make any sense. That still is mind-boggling to me. I don't know how you guys see it, but to me, and I'm no career criminal or anything, but to me, that's a little backwards. But whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that Travell Hill is no hitman or anything, but just saying. Anyway, in his opening remarks, defense attorney Michael Leonard said that he will prove that his client was a concerned uncle and successful celebrity who has no connection to his nephew's death. Really? Let's ponder that, shall we? Somebody in the chat, please explain to me how they are going to prove that his client was a concerned uncle and successful celebrity, first of all. Second of all, no, concerned uncle, number one, successful celebrity, number two, and who had no connection to the nephew's death, number three. Really? Explain to me how they're going to prove this. You started the whole trial with a lie. Tim always felt a special bond with Andre. Okay, I'm done with this. Somebody is lying. Did the lawyer really say this? Tim always felt a special bond with Andre. This is what Leonard stated. And he felt a special responsibility. When? When did they create this bond? Can somebody explain this to me? At what point in time did they create this bond? Because I didn't see it unless it was like I don't know. I can't. I can't even make it up. I can't even make it up. I can't even make it up, y'all. I can't. Were they in a relationship? Okay, because I can't even make this up, y'all. It's 166 of y'all in this chat, and somebody better tell me if I am missing something. Because they're talking about a special relationship. He felt a special responsibility as well. Moving on, it said Norman obtained life insurance policies on his nephew because Montgomery's rap career involved him getting into potentially deadly street conflicts. Further, the attorney argued that his client was financially well off and had no need for fraudulent life insurance policies. Lies. Because number one, wouldn't you contact his mother or Miss Robbie and say, I think we need to get some life insurance policies out on Andre, or a life insurance policy? Not policies, but it only takes one life insurance policy to bury somebody. Can we just get a policy on Andre? Or let's talk to, Michelle, his mother, get a life insurance policy so that we can, cover this because, he wants to be a rapper and you know what neighborhood he's working in and blah, blah, blah. I mean, come now. Come now. Are we, come on. I can't even believe that they're actually saying this in a court of law. Like, at that point, I would have been like, court is dismissed. These are lies. Are you serious right now? The attorney argued that his client was financially well off and had no need for a fraudulent life insurance policy. When? He was in debt. The man was in debt, ladies and gentlemen. He owed everybody. Are you kidding me? So he was financially well off at this point. At this point, he was a successful celebrity. We're talking about Tim Norman. He was a successful celebrity and he was well off and he didn't have a need for fraudulent life insurance policies. So that means that he shouldn't have been in debt if he was well off. All of his debt should have been paid, right? Anyway, FBI Special Agent Christopher Faber took to the witness stand on Tuesday, a couple of days ago, to testify about text messages that appear to incriminate Norman. One of the texts from Montgomery to his grandmother said he feared his uncle after a burglary at her home in 2015. In other text messages, Norman allegedly told a cousin 2 months before the killing that he had recently been evicted from his St. Louis apartment and had no more than $91,000 in monthly expenses, but no income from the TV show. So if you're financially well off, you wouldn't have been evicted from your home. You had more than $91,000 a month in expenses, but you had no income from the TV show. I mean, like you didn't have any income to pay your 91,000. What are you? Whose bills are $91,000 a month? Whose bill? I'm pondering on this because my mind is weak. I'm like, what do you mean? Anyway, the trial is expected to involve more than 100 pieces of evidence and last into next week. So we have a few more days to go for this trial. Let's look at we're gonna take a look at the next article. This is Fox 2. Is it Fox? We're gonna take a look at Fox 2 and see what's going on over here. So we're chilling. They call it the chilling. A man at the center of a murder for hire plot against his own nephew, which is Tim Norman, told a conspirator that his nephew ain't on much longer in a text message in the months prior to the young man's killing, federal prosecutors said on Wednesday, which was yesterday. Prosecutors, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Missouri said that James Timothy Norman, a co-owner of Sweetie Pie's soul food restaurant in the St. Louis area, took out a $450,000 policy, which he did. Um, and there's Andre. Oh, I said Andre was so cute to me. Like he could be my son. Like he was so cute. 21 years old. Travell accused Trigger Man. He's already confessed. The jurors already know that he confessed. Terica Ellis, an exotic dancer living in Memphis, Tennessee, has already confessed. She says she's guilty. Travell says that YL says that he's guilty. He's already confessed. So we have three confessions, but Tim's lawyer says that he's still not in any way connected to any of this. And all three of them have testified that Tim ordered them to do this stuff, with the exception of YL, because YL is the insurance person. And so they committed fraud together. Tim, you know, said, "Hey man, I need some insurance policies." YL said, "Okay." And then, y'all know the rest. Um, in the policy that was ultimately issued through Foresters, which is what we just talked about, Norman obtained $200,000 or $200,000 policy with a $200,000 accidental death rider that could pay off if Montgomery passed away, if anything besides of natural causes. So, if anything happens like a shooting, you know, whoever owns the policy is going to get paid. Oh, and a $50,000 10-year term rider that would pay out if Montgomery passed away within a decade of the policy being approved. So Tim made sure that all three of these boxes were checked, right? All four representatives testified that Norman was listed as the sole owner and beneficiary on each of the applications Yagnam filed the paperwork. Okay, so prosecutors alleged Norman attempt to conceal this plan from Andre. On one application filed by Yagnam, the base policy was set at exactly 249 $999,000, a single dollar below a trigger amount set by the insurer that would have required Andre to take an in person medical exam to determine if he was a health risk. So Tim thought, oh, it'll be smart of me to make sure I'm under that by $1. Yeah. All right. Here's the place. We've all seen that before. We've all seen the neighborhood. In the month prior to those applications being filed, prosecutors said Norman texted Yagnam and was eager to get the ball rolling. Andre ain't going to be around much longer, Norman texted to Yagnam. That's what he said. His nephew is not going to be around much longer, is what he told the insurance man, right? Defense attorney Michael Leonard argued that Norman was worried about his nephew's safety. This is what the attorney is saying now. Listen now. Defense attorney Michael Leonard argued that Norman was worried about his nephew's safety because Andre, is he wants to be this rapper so bad and he's involved with a dangerous scene. This is what the lawyer is saying. So I'm sure that him conjured this up because Tim certainly didn't actually tell his lawyer that. I can't imagine them having this conversation. Like that's just too my mind just can't even. I can't. During the cross of each of the insurance representatives, Leonard asked if they knew for certain that Tim Norman was involved in the application process. Each of the representatives said they did not know because they only dealt directly with Yagna. So YL is the person to know for sure. And of course, the answer is yes because of the text messages. Earlier in the day, FBI agent Chris Faber testified that investigators could not determine if somebody forged Andre's signature on the insurance applications because they did not have enough writing samples belonging to the victim, which is Andre. So Faber said Andre returned to St. Louis in March of 2016 to speak with police and take a polygraph test to clear his name in connection with a June 2015 burglary at the home of his grandmother, Robbie Montgomery. And remember, we talked about that yesterday. More than $200,000 in cash and other valuables were stolen from Miss Robbie's. Norman pointed the finger at Andre, who left the area shortly after the crime. Text messages presented in court on Tuesday, a couple days ago, between Andre and his grandmother indicate the young man feared for his own safety. Okay? So this totally wipes out Tim Norman's speculation that Andre was not in the right frame of mind. If he's talking to his grandmother about this, and Miss Robbie obviously is, saying, okay, Andre, I understand, they're having a conversation clearly. But moving on, Andre denied any involvement in the burglary and suggested Tim might be responsible. Faber said FBI does not know who committed the burglary. However, he said county authorities cleared Andre. So we know now FBI does not know who committed the burglary. However, he said the FBI said the county authorities have cleared Andre. So we know Andre's name is clear for that particular crime. And because the county authorities have said this. So it's in writing, it's in black and white that Andre is not responsible for this. He has been cleared. Okay? So if you were concerned about that, if you were worried about that, don't worry. Andre's name is clear of that, thank God. Attorney Leonard pointed out that Andre failed to contact his grandmother or anyone else in his family in the 7 to 10 months he had left town. Okay. So Andre continued to be active on social media, posting photos of himself, posting with specific things that Own did not like, right? Faber says investigators never figured out how many times Robbie asked Andre to come back to St. Louis. Faber also testified that Andre was under the influence of things at the time of his polygraph test, which now I want to put a pin right there because Andre specifically told the police officer he was speaking with that, we were partying the night before. So I don't even know how a test is going to come out. We can do it, but I'm just being honest with you. And the police said, thank you for being honest with me. I appreciate it. Let's pick this back up. They set a date, and 4 days later, we know what happened. Okay. So this is a true statement, and we know exactly how the conversation went per the police officer that Andre spoke with. Okay. Moving on, Norman, who lived in Los Angeles at the time to oversee the opening of other Sweetie Pie's restaurants, routinely traveled back to St. Louis. His attorneys had attempted to portray Norman as well off in an effort to refute prosecutors' claims that he orchestrated his nephew's death for the money. But I feel like he did this for the money. It was for the money. It was for the money. He needed the. He also didn't want Andre to talk. He didn't want Andre to say anything. I don't care what anybody says. He didn't want Andre to say a word. I'm checking on this other article just to see if we covered all the bases because I know they had court today. And so I'll probably come on for a little while tomorrow or do a premiere video because what happened in court today is probably going to post tomorrow if something happens unless I find some things tonight because I know the court says usually, it takes a day or whatever. Um, they're talking about yesterday's opening statements. Um, the prosecutors will spend the duration of the trial, which is expected to last longer than a week, trying to prove to the jury that Norman was a man so driven by money and in such dire financial straits that he masterminded Dre's murder to line his own pockets. So this is what they're going for. They're not going with he wanted to silence Andre, which I just believe that that was a part of it.
Wherever the journey
He
takes you,
totally
get the
wanted
most out of
to
every moment by giving more life to the
the heck
fullest.
is that
Again, food
coming
is proven
from?
for adventure with
I don't
bounty
any
and quality to satisfy their hunger for more.
I
Victor
swear
Pet Food,
I don't
always
know.
by your
Where is that
side.
Norton? Come back. I'm gonna check in a few minutes, okay? Let me pull up this one more article for you guys. So this was and they're talking about what happened yesterday. And I saw, okay, they're talking about the insurance policies, and this is what happened yesterday. They're talking about the opening statements. Not surprisingly, Norman was at the center of the opening statements from both prosecution and defense. In her opening statement, prosecutor Gwendolyn Carroll said that Norman didn't call Andre's mother, Michelle Griggs, in the days after the murder. Instead, Norman called the life insurance company to collect the money. And according to Carroll, when working with Yognam to draw up the application for the life insurance policy on Andre, Norman texted Yognam, Andre might not make it 6 months, bro. No kidding. So that's what he was saying. So to me, just a girl from Alabama, just a girl on the streets, just, what I'm saying, reading an article, it just looks and sounds like he may have had something up his sleeve. Because who makes a statement like that? Unless this boy is a gangbanger or something, who makes a statement to an insurance agent that says Andre might not make it 6 months, bro? No kidding. Like who does that? And we've talked about the text messages before, so we know what was in the text messages already. But seriously, that's ridiculous. Carol told the jury that though some of the evidence that will be presented may seem complicated, Norman's plan was a simple one. When Norman's attorney, Michael Leonard, made his opening statement, we already know, what he said. He had no involvement, and Tim is a law-abiding citizen. He's an upstanding citizen, and he was a celebrity, and he had plenty of money, but he got evicted from his apartment. He had $91,000 a month in expenses. He was in debt. I don't know any broke celebrities. I'm just saying. I personally don't know any broke celebrities. If y'all know some broke celebrities, let me know. I'm just saying, I don't know any broke celebrities. So, according to Leonard, Norman pulled strings to get Andre enrolled in Nelly's Extreme Institute, a school in St. Louis for aspiring music producers, which was a lie. And I don't how did they allow this lie to even enter the courtroom? Because Miss Robbie was the one that got him in college. How did they let that fly? Leonard said that Norman also gave his nephew spending money and a car. What? Okay. All right, let's move on. What else happened yesterday? Leonard said that despite all of his uncles, um, whatever, Andre became involved with a criminal element that stole from cars and broke into an ATM near Andre's Central West End apartment, resulting in Andre getting kicked out of the residence. Now, I've looked into Andre Montgomery on Pacer, and I have not seen any of this. I haven't seen any of this on Pacer. Um Now, if somebody else knows some information, let me know. But Leonard was saying that, he's broken into cars, he broke into an ATM, he got evicted from his apartment. I haven't seen any of this anyway, because wasn't he at his apartment? Right before he went to the studio? So which apartment did he get evicted from? Anyway, Leonard Leonard conceded Norman did take out a life insurance policy on Andre, but that it was all, due to Andre's lifestyle. Leonard said that Andre himself was at the meeting with Yagman about life insurance policy. Now, here is where I have the problem with that. He also says that Robbie Montgomery and Andre's mother had policies out on Andre as well. Now, I do believe that the mother would. My mother still has a policy on me, and I'm 51 years old. Grandmothers can do that as well. But why was your uncle, unless Tim was like his sole provider, that doesn't make any sense. That's stupid. But so what you're telling me is that everybody wanted to cash in on Andre's passing? That doesn't make sense. That does not make sense. It makes sense because if Miss Robbie still had Andre in St. Louis, she would have felt responsible for his burial and everything. If Andre home with Michelle, then Michelle would feel responsible and would be responsible. That's her child. But it just doesn't make sense for Tim to have it. Like it just, I don't care how they spin it. It just doesn't make sense, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how you guys feel. Put in the chat how you guys feel about this, because as I keep reading points from this trial, it just sounds like they're reaching. Like it's just like I need, anything, like a stick of gum or anything to make, Tim look, not guilty. Like it's ridiculous. Anyway, Leonard added in his statement that the jurors was probably going to hear from Robbie at some point during the trial. So somebody asked me yesterday, will Robbie take the stand? They said that probably. We're probably going to hear from Miss Robbie at some point during the trial. And they're saying this trial is going to last throughout the week, next week or whatever. So we'll see. It was notable that Leonard, and not a prosecutor, was the one who reviewed Robbie taking the stand in his opening statement. This likely means that she will be testifying for the defense, okay? Make a note of that. Robbie is going to be testifying defense 9 times out of 10. Anyway, one witness did take the stand yesterday. Andre's mother, Mrs. Griggs, Michelle, the first witness for the prosecution. She confirmed that she did have a life insurance policy out on Andre, though it was much smaller than the one Norman took out. She testified that she didn't find out about Norman's life insurance policy on her son until she was made aware of it by law enforcement. So, Tim, if you took a life insurance policy out on your nephew, wouldn't you contact Michelle and say, have this life insurance policy out? If anything happens to Andre, then, I'm going to help you in any way I can, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't that make sense? I mean, it does to me. Why would you have a secret insurance policy? But whatever. She also confirmed that when Andre was killed, Norman did not reach out to her at all. They only spoke at Andre's funeral, where he told her, "I'm very sorry for your loss." Wow, man. Let me read that again. She also confirmed that when Andre was killed, Norman did not reach out to her. They only spoke at Andre's funeral, where he told her, "I'm very sorry for your loss." Robbie was the one that talked to Michelle. On the stand, Griggs broke into tears at one point as she was talking about her deceased son. Needless to say, I'm speechless. Wow, man. Wow. That's wild. I don't even know what to say after that. Like, right. Exactly. It's like talking to a complete stranger. I'm very sorry for your loss. That's what you said? That's what you said to your nephew's mother. I'm so sorry. Like, you weren't in tears either? Of course you weren't in tears either, because you had on a bulletproof vest, and you had the bodyguards with you. Street thugs or whatever you want to call them. Hey, Nawaka and Lachelle. Thank you for being here. All right, let me get to these comments. Let's see what you guys have to say about all this. Jesus wept. Tim, you have really just. Hello, everyone. I feel like there is a lot of evil thoughts overall on this case behind the scenes. Tim, dude, creepy mugshot smile was enough for me. Exactly. What he really meant was, I'm happy for your loss. It's crazy. Tim was planning on cashing out those policies, Griggs, a dime of it for Dre's final expenses. Exactly. Like, that's why it was a secret. That's why you didn't tell anybody. That's why you didn't tell anybody. Because you didn't want to give anybody money. Hey, Tian, that makes sense, Twana. That shows that he had ill intent when he purchased those fraudulent life insurance policies. Exactly. I mean, absolutely crazy. Like, this guy is crazy for real. Like, at this point, Twanna Y'vette, you're doing a fantastic job relaying it all. I bet you're an attendant student school. I hated school, Yvette. I didn't like school until I went to college, you guys. High school sucked for me. High school was horrible. Only thing I liked in high school was band. But when I went to college, it was like I turned into a different person. Y'all don't care. We're talking about Tim Norman. LJ forever. I don't understand Miss Robbie having a policy if mom had one to cover any unfortunate funeral costs. That the only thing that I can think of again, and I just want to say, being a grandmother, I probably will do this in the future for my girls, just to help out, because like Michelle said, her policy was way smaller, than Tim's. So if you've got some help, and I don't know Michelle's financial situation, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if she works a full-time job and all this stuff. Like, I don't know. She could be retired or something, but for your grandmother, to help out is that's wonderful. For all I know, she could have life insurance policies on all the kids. Because I know my mom, when she did life insurance, she took out life insurance on all of us. Her, my stepdad, myself, my daughter, and the grandchildren. I have two grandchildren, so those are her great grandchildren. But all had a conversation about this. You know what I'm saying? So we all pitch in and help out and stuff like that. But if anything happens to any of the kids or whatever, it's not so she can cash in. It's not that big. She just wants to make sure that everybody is covered. And if you have any money left over, you've got to get a headstone. You've got to pay for, the digging of the grave. Unless you get, cremated, you have to pay for that. Just whatever. You just want to make sure that everything is covered. You know what I'm saying? So even if the mom does have but it's a little bit different because that's my mom. Like, we're blood relatives, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody is blood relatives. But in this case, I kind of understand, because you got to look at it like this too. That's Miss Robbie's only grandchild, isn't it? Like, she doesn't have any more grandkids. So I kind of feel like, that was her, stake in it all. It's like, this is the grandboy, and she's thinking, cover all the bases to help Michelle out. That's the only reasoning I can figure out. That's the only reasoning that's where my mind goes, because of our family dynamic. But and then knowing that Miss Robbie was the one that reached out to Michelle and not Tim, it just makes sense to me, because if you're going to reach it, you have an insurance policy. Michelle knows about your policy. She doesn't know about Tim's, but she knows about yours. And so when you reach out to her to tell her about her son, you know what I'm saying? Y'all already know that y'all got this. So that makes sense to me. But anything else just goes over my head. Miss Cruiser says an uncle is not an acceptable owner relationship. An uncle lacks that probable financial loss one would experience in another person's death. That's what I think too. Unless, like I said, you were his sole, provider. If Miss Robbie wasn't in the picture and you were that particular person, then I would totally understand that. But at this point, um, there's there's nothing, there's absolutely that warrants Tim to have an insurance policy on anybody, not even his mom at this point, because she's a millionaire. We've done a show where we looked up Miss Robbie. We looked up her her financial status, and she is, a real life millionaire and growing. Her money is not depleting, but because of the restaurant. The trial is going on, and because of COVID, and because of the water situation in is it Mississippi, where Tim's restaurant is. She is going through some stuff with her restaurants, but at the same time, because of her investments and her music and some other things that she's into, her money is growing. You see what I'm saying? And I think that Tim knows that. Tim knows about her funding. He knows about her investments. He knows about her money. Now, her music is rhythm and blues. I don't listen to blues. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I all of them, but I don't listen to blues. But that's her thing. And, she actually, goes and sing. Like, people book her, you know. So she's not just making music and popping it up on YouTube. Like, she's an actual artist. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can look her up. Like, she's in the catalog. Like, so he knows this. Tim knows all of this stuff, and so he wanted to be the successor. Tim acts like he's in freaking Nigeria or something, and family is royalty and all of this, and he's the next in line to be the king of the throne or something. Like, it's so weird. It's just out there. It's ridiculous. Let's see what this next comment says. Miss Cruiser, no shade, but I don't think his music is selling. Wait, oh, they book her. Now, I wasn't talking about Tim at all. Now, I've seen Tim's YouTube channel, but as far as I know, I've never seen him on BET. I've never seen his videos anywhere on like VH1 or anything like that. I've never seen him on TV, period, when it comes to his music. I've never seen him at any award shows, like the VMAs or anything like that. So I think as far as Tim's music with was probably St. Louis and definitely on his YouTube channel. I don't even know if Tim has a website. I don't even recall, because I followed him on social media. I had him on Instagram and Twitter, and I don't remember him posting anything about his music there as well. So I think maybe it was just for YouTube and just local. Because he did try to have a celebrity or two on one of his songs or whatever. Now, I mean, I'm not throwing any shade or whatever. Um, yeah, I'm gonna just leave that alone because I'm not throwing any shade, y'all. I'm not throwing any shade. Fan. I'm gonna just say that I am not a fan. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm not a fan. That's all I have to say is I'm not a fan. Narcissists have a great, don't they? Let me to I see if there's anything else, because I have got the last thing that I looked at was 4 hours ago. I want to see if anything else has dropped since then before I let you guys go. Nope, nothing. We went through everything from yesterday, the day before, so we've covered all 3 days of the trial. And 5 hours ago, we just went over that. Prosecutor paints Tim Norman as the killer who sought the insurance. So we've covered all the bases. We know exactly what's going on, how the prosecutor and defense are looking at this case. We know all of the ins and outs. We know the four counts that Tim is facing. And for me, I don't know, most of you guys, I understand. Like, I don't, is there anybody in the audience that is like team Tim? Like, is there anybody in the audience that wants to speak up and say, hey, I think Tim is going to win the case? Like, anybody? T said, I'm late to the live. Did you cover Terica testifying today? I did not, because I don't have any information on her testimony. I went through everything that I had, but I know she was due to testify today. You got us caught up. Well, we're ready for the results of day 3. Henny, it is something serious out here in these streets. Do you hear what I'm saying? It is something so serious. I can't even deal right now. Let me see. Terica, Phyllis, uh, Tim Norman trial. Let's see. Let's see if I can find some info on her taking the stand. All right. I got 6 hours ago, and that was Sweetie Pie Star. Prosecutor paints Norman. Let me see. 5 hours ago, trial prosecutor paints Norman as this type of guy. I don't see anything. Mm-mm. No, but if y'all have some tea, drop it in the chat. I'm not mad if y'all drop tea in the chat. Oh, my Cash App. Sorry, you guys. Oh no, and it's a dollar sign. I'm so stupid. My bad. Now listen, y'all should know my Cash App by now. Oh yeah, somebody sent me Cash Apps or whatever last night. I can't remember who you were, but thank you so much. Y'all are so sweet. Oh, FYI, per the Cash Apps, I ordered some equipment. I can't wait to show you guys for that. So thank you guys in advance, and for the super chats. Thank you guys for that as well. Um, they just got they just got out of court 18 minutes ago. I figured, because let me go back to Pacer. They had listed um they had listed the time. They had listed the times or whatever, so I knew that it was going to be all day. Like, I knew it was going to be literally all day. No, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. All right, I'm gonna log back into Pacer for you guys. Just give me a minute. Norman, James, Timothy. Let's see, 3 cases, 2 closed, 1 open. History documents. Let's go to the most recent first and run this query really quick. And let me share my screen with you guys. Okay, Miss Robbie's gonna testify tomorrow. See, look, y'all, they get it right sometimes. That's what Miss Robbie's gonna be on the stand. She's coming tomorrow, y'all. Hell but not concluded. That was today, yesterday. Hell but not concluded. And those files, and like I said earlier, when this began, the files are sealed. And I showed you guys the email that I got from the courts. These transcripts are not going to be available per public, and if they were, it would be $3,000, per bundle. So, girl, bye. I'm not that invested. Okay. And then let me see. This is David. This is about David Sullivan. Okay, we've already looked at that one from David Sullivan. I still think that was so dumb that they didn't want David Sullivan to even testify. Um, on the behalf of the insurance agencies, and I think that was 450, 449. And today is the 8th. I think I just saw something. Defendant Norman's offer of proof with respect to Russell Luce. Family members of individuals routinely purchase life insurance policies as owners of the policies on behalf of other family members. And they do, and I get what you're saying, but I don't want to hear none of that. That's just like a written. Uh, Tim just, who thinks that Tim had every right to even invest in an insurance policy concerning Andre? And I don't believe what his attorney said in the court about him and his relationship with Andre, unless there was like a change in this or something. You know, when did this change? When did the relationship change to where Tim was just loving Andre? Like I'm just not. I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that at all because I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. Hmm. I can't wait to hear what she says either. It's gonna be woo wee. It's gonna be woo wee. Okay, I cannot wait to hear what she has to say. So another channel reported how Tim has divided the families. The Griggs family waits until all of the Montgomery family leaves the court. Of course. Listen, let me tell you, Tim has not divided the families. Okay, what happens is you've got Miss Robbie needing to testify on Andre's behalf. And instead of her testifying on Andre's behalf, and I'm not saying that she's going to say anything bad about her grandson, but she is testifying on behalf of her son, which she has already had a conversation with Michelle and Andre concerning, Tim wanting to do something bad to Andre. So yeah, that's gonna rip the families apart. I mean, for real. That's going to rip them apart 100%. Only way about the niece uncle text to have him come back to do it. Miss Robbie is going to blonde wig off and come in there looking like a grandma that bakes cookies. I wonder if they're going to play her song, Is My Stuff Good Enough? No, they're probably going to play her other song, I Feel Like Cheating. Hey, Connie, welcome. They're probably going to play her other song, I Feel Like Cheating. Totally. Jamila, they just need to tell the truth. It's only hurting the child. I feel like it's definitely hurting Andre's name, because like he's not here anymore. And so security, I think we need some security in the building. We have a troll. Don't you think Tim may have something on her as to why she's sticking by him? I feel like something is weird. Um and I think it's her. I think she, feels, some sort of way. I think she's torn. I don't know which way to go. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what, I can only speak for myself. Like that's how I would feel. I would be like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm torn. I'm torn and I don't know which way to go, Did Miss Robbie have to testify? Because if I was her, I wouldn't. Yep, she's taking the stand tomorrow. She's taking the stand tomorrow. Y'all know how we tell our children there's nothing you can do to make me not love you. Tim, as awful as he is her son. I can't imagine being in her shoes. Neither can I. That's what I was just saying. Like I don't. It's not even, I don't know. I heard she was in the building. I heard she was in the building, but I don't know that for sure. But I heard she was in the building. Geraldine says they're all shaking in their boots because the feds are going to force them to turn on each other. I mean, it's already happening. I'm pretty sure that they had already picked sides and, this, that, and the third before they even hit um, the courtroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wish that like cameras were available to go in there so we could see if they spoke to each other when they, went in the courtroom and all that kind of stuff. Like, I just want to know, are you guys on good, standing term? Like, what's the deal? I just want to know. There's a weird dynamic between her and Tim. I agree she is torn, but Tim needs to be held accountable. It is a weird dynamic. Like, it's like I love you but I hate you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate the things you do, but I love you because you're my son. And that puts a real thick tension in the air. You know what I'm saying? Like, that just puts a real, just I can't, the fried chicken is good enough. I can't speak for the song. Y'all are wrong. Y'all are wrong. Does she have a choice getting on the stand? Nope. I don't think she does. Because, I mean, Tim's lawyer said she's probably going to take the stand. Like, what lawyer says she's probably going to take the stand? Oh, if she's going to be called because you're the one that's calling her to the stand. So, probably was stupid. It was a dumb choice of words, in my opinion. But, we know I was like 9 times out of 10 last year. I was like, when this goes to trial, I know she's going to take the stand. There's no way she's the grandmother and she's the mother. How could she not? If I had a child that murdered another close family member, I'm going to be on the side of the victim unless it was self defense. Hi, Golden. I just pray that Andre gets the justice. So do I. He gets the justice he deserves. My heart will always be for Miss Michelle Griggs and family. Shout out to the 449 in the chat. I appreciate you guys being here. She should still love him, but not support his evil doings. That's what I'm saying. Like, I love you, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't function with like the things that you're doing. I cannot function with what's going on. Like, I'm not here for that. Hey, points blank. My brother's in the house, y'all. What's good? Hey, sis. Hey, everyone in the chat. Hi. Appreciate you being here, bro. Yes. Um, yeah, I don't know, you guys. This is like, a real sticky situation. But I definitely want to give a shout out to my mods. Thank you, Mod Squad, for being here and being so professional. Y'all rock. I love my mods so much. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know. I love y'all. Y'all do such a phenomenal job. I got some surprises coming up for y'all because y'all just do it for me. Y'all do it. Justice for Andre gone too soon. He was definitely gone too soon. Like, definitely. Do you guys have any more questions? If you do, put them in the chat because I don't have anything else. Like, we're done. Like, we went through all the motions, all the responses. So we won't have anything else until tomorrow. We don't have anything else until tomorrow, honey. And when tomorrow comes, it's probably going to be a hot mess on crack because, baby. And I may even try to come on Saturday just in case they don't give me anything on Miss Robbie's testimony, but I'm pretty sure they will. I'm pretty sure they will. Sharon is the bomb, Coco. Coco TTV, are you a creator? I'm just asking because of your name. TV. Did I already answer this? Is Miss Robbie paying for his attorney? Was just wondering. I don't know. At this point, I think she might be. Um, because I knew she was probably going to take the stand, but I didn't know that she was going to take the stand for Tim, but did tell blackenterprise.com that, hey, they haven't said guilty yet, right? So, mother's love for her child, her grandson's loving by Miss Robbie, but he is gone. She's done all she could for him, but her baby is still her ride or die. She's with Tim until they end. I get it, Thomas. I get it. Like I said, if there's anybody in here that is Team Tim Norman, please speak out. Let me know. Oh, and also let me do this for you guys. If you guys want to come up and say anything, you can definitely join the panel. Since it is Thursday, give y'all opportunity, join the panel, come up and say some things if you want to say some things and all that. Oh, let's see. Yes, I'm a creator. So glad that YouTube recommended you. I've been following this case since day one. So that means you've been following. No, you could have been following me for 2 years. I've been on this thing for the whole 2 years. I haven't let up, not once. I want to hear what she has to say too, Tracy. I am so into it. Like, I cannot wait. My brother says, "What? I finally catch you live and the show is over." Well, I did invite some people up. I have 454 people in the chat. Drop some teacups. Did y'all like the tea today? Drop some teacups in the chat, y'all. 454. I'm talking to 454 people right now. If y'all don't drop some teacups in this chat, I am not coming back tomorrow. Think Miss Robbie, y'all know I'm lying, but I'm trying to make it dramatic, okay? I think Miss Robbie and her is or his other baby mama. You know what? What if? What if? Bro, do you want to come up and promote your channel? Or Sharon, do you guys want to come up? You think so? No. That is a good question. Out of 454 people in here, let me ask y'all a question. Do you think Miss Robbie will commit perjury? That is a good question. That's a good question. Geraldine asked a good question. If y'all think Miss Robbie is going to commit perjury, drop a number one in the chat. If y'all think that she is going to tell the truth, drop a number two in the chat. If y'all think she's going to commit perjury, give me a one. And if y'all think she is going to tell the truth, give me a two. Y'all, y'all think she gonna lie? Y'all think she gonna lie for real? Woo! She from Ike Turner era. Y'all play too much. Y'all see, bro. The teacups ain't no good. The teacups ain't no good. You hear me? They talk about she finna tell all kinds of lies. No, not Miss Robbie. Not ain't my stuff good enough finna lie on the stand. No. And she 80 some years old and she finna no, girl. I feel like cheating ain't finna lie on the stand for her son. Surely. Surely not. God said, child, I hope in the hell not. She too damn close to the person. Y'all see how y'all be clowning? I just put my camera battery on the charger. It depends on how long you're on. I may come up. Oh wow. It depends on how long they gonna clown and just chat. But that was a good question. I love when y'all drop these questions because you know what? That's something I didn't think about. I thought that Miss Robbie would literally get on the stand and just answer the questions that she was asked. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I did not think that, mm-mm. Oh man, y'all are wild. Let me see what else you guys are saying. All right, we've got another comment. T said, "Did y'all see where she went after Janae on Instagram over Tim?" Yes, it's on my channel. Look at the Tim Norman files. I have a full playlist, and just scroll through, and you will see Tim and Miss Robbie and Janae going at it. It was 2 years ago, right before Tim was arrested. She'll gaslight, you think? So she's not gonna lie. She's just not gonna tell the truth. Hmm. Okay, I feel you. I hear y'all. Oh yes, now Coco, yes ma'am. I heard that she didn't play with Ike. Tina played with Ike. Miss Ryder didn't play with Ike. Okay, she didn't play with Ike. She dot Ike in the eye or whatever. She didn't play with Ike. Ike take his boot off. Robbie probably take her boot off. And what? Yes. Oh, she was going in on Instagram when her and Janae was into it. She was not. And then when she was done, Miss Robbie was like, "And have a good night. I'm done." I think she does. CCC, what's up? She probably does know a lot more than we think, but I don't think it's something like crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's like that. But you're right. Don't underestimate Miss Robbie because at the end of the day, y'all don't know. And like I said, you bring up a really good point. Hey Marilyn, there's my Gail. I'm little Oprah and she's Gail. Hey Gail. Not definitely not gonna underestimate Miss Robbie. But what I do know, and you guys are making a really good point in the chat, is that there are things that the family of Tim knows that, they're obviously not saying. They probably have kept under wraps for years. You know what I'm saying? Like his temperament, the medication he used to take. I don't know if he deals with bipolarism or depression or whatever, but there was stuff going on to where he flies off the handle all the time. And remember, there were reports of him going off in the restaurant and stuff like that. I remember once again, like yesterday, we talked about him actually going off on Charles and Andre right before they went into business together for the delivery cars and all that. And so I feel like there are things in the family that they know that even the attorneys don't know. They're really not going to tell everything that they know. And so when she gets on the stand, I think she may omit some things, or like you said in the chat, gaslighting. But I don't feel like it's going to be. I don't feel like it's going to be a thing where she's actually going to commit perjury. Like I'm not 100% on that, but she probably um will try to withhold information, and then it just all depends on what they ask. Do I think any of the other family members are going to take the stand? Probably not. um and I can't why would they call Janae or his other baby's, mother? Why would they call the mothers? I don't think they're going to do that or whatever. So I am interested in seeing what's going to happen on the stand when Miss Robbie takes the stand. And we'll probably get a report either tonight or first thing in the morning, probably be in the morning. And I'll check the circuits and everything and see what the post is going to be when it comes to Terica Ellis's what she had to say on the stand, her testimony, and definitely be looking out for Miss Robbie's, because that's the most important thing or whatever. Like, I'm not coming on until I get Miss Robbie's testimony. Once I get what she had to say on the stand, then we're gonna have something to talk about, because Terica just really has to confirm some things that she did and what Tim hired her for or whatever, and that's pretty much it. Um, and again, I'm like, I'm really sorry that the transcripts are not available, but I am glad that I was able to share with you the email I got from the courts, because I thought at least the transcripts would be available, but this is a sealed case. And so they have a select member of, what do you call it, like media, in there. And if you have a camera in there, you'll be escorted out. They're not doing that at all. I think she's gonna play naive. I think she's just gonna, how Miss Robbie is. I feel like she's gonna go in there, with her superstar look, because she is Miss Robbie. I feel like she's gonna sit on that stand and she is gonna look, spectacular. And if she doesn't want to answer something, I feel like she's just gonna sit there like she used to on the show. She's just gonna sit there and look at you, like you stole her last chocolate chip cookie. Is what I feel like. Barbara, everything except murder. Tim is her only son and child she has left. I mean, I understand that, but his actions. I mean, come on. And I can completely understand why people are saying, yeah, Tim is guilty. Besides the evidence is his track record. His track record has proven that he wanted to be a career criminal, which I can't imagine who in their right mind would want to be a career criminal. You're questioning Andre's sanity and his frame of mind, but dude, I mean, seriously, several employers said that Tim hit Andre. He did. We saw it on the show. And, when Charles ran in there and said, Tim punched Andre, I'm just like, and Miss Robbie looked at him. Do y'all remember that? Miss Robbie looked at Andre and was like, did Tim hit you? Did he punch you? And Charles was like in tears, and Andre was just like, Andre, to me, he was just a sweet boy. He didn't want to say, yeah, Tim hit me, what Uncle Tim hit me, and it just was, wow, it's just messed up. And look, girl, everybody has confessed except Tim. Everybody. Everybody has confessed except Tim. Every single person. Terica Ellis, the shooter. YL, was he waiting on? Not only did they confess, but they pointed, all fingers are pointed towards Tim. You hired me. So what is Tim waiting on? I just don't understand. Like, it just is, I don't know. The only way I can see Tim getting off, because what does his lawyer say? His lawyer said in opening statements that we're going to prove, he did not say without a reasonable doubt. He said we're going to prove that Tim didn't have any affiliation with this conspiracy. He didn't have any affiliation, with this mastermind. Like, he didn't have anything to do, with the death of Andre. That's what his attorneys are saying. So I'm just like, I don't get it. Anyway, Tim went to prison at 17. No telling what happened to him in there. Could have lifelong effect, and he's got a lot of friends in prison too. So you better be glad. He may have somebody on. If they're still in prison, he may have somebody, to have his back when he gets back, if he goes to the same prison. Because, child, you took a 21-year-old's life. You think your life is going to be great when you go to prison? I'm curious what Miss Robbie's rebuttal is to Andre's text messages. We'll find out tomorrow, I'm sure. I guarantee you we'll find out tomorrow. Tim should have stayed home and made some investments in real estate because he sucks at committing crime. He also, shut up, Twanna. His track record hasn't proven him to be a great restaurateur either. So, I mean, he could have made some different choices. He definitely could have made some like, who wants to be a 40-year-old rapper? T said Terica said today after she lured Dre outside, Tim told her to go home and don't tell anyone. Hmm. She did. That's the truth. She said that before. Go home and keep your mouth shut. Hmm. Go home and keep your mouth shut, Tim told her. Don't say anything to anybody and ditch the phone, is what Tim told her. So yeah. Uh she she might say I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. You think so? Sorry, I got a text message. Uh, my baby says she's sneezing and her nose is running. No, I haven't gotten this. All right. So anyway, let me see. She might say I plead the fifth. Better not. Shout out to the 496 in the chat. I appreciate you guys being here. He is career criminal. The right way is no longer working. Child, let me tell you something. Career criminal in the sense that you spent most of your life in prison as a criminal. Jade Matthews, hi. You know it's bad when they are now able to track burner phones. Honey, they could track burner phones just like Tim thought he was being slick. Did y'all see my video from yesterday where Tim Norman had Travell set up a bogus and fake Instagram account to track Andre? Andre clicked on accept and he took the bait and they were able to follow everything he posted. So just like Tim was tracking Andre and everybody talks about karma and you reap what you sow. Well, guess what? Tim got it back, didn't he? And this is why we're here. Tim needs to go ahead and confess and stop putting the family through more pain. Everybody else has confessed. I think he needs to as well. If Tim thinks he's getting off, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Tim needs to wake up and smell the coffee. Absolutely not. Tim is stranded on an island. Tim's mind is. You think he's wasting Miss Robbie's money? I think he definitely is wasting Miss Robbie's money if he thinks he's gonna get off because all everything is pointing it to Tim at this point. Uh the insurance claims proves otherwise. I missed what we were talking about right there. Um Ooh, Jen, I'm not repeating that. My mama might be watching. He's a dumb criminal at that. Left the phone trails. And it left the phone trails, girl. I'm talking about phone calls as well as text messages. People talking about Tim's big weight loss. Does he still have them childbearing hips? Mm-mm. Tim actually they talked about his eating habits and his relationships in prison. Now, Tim Norman's relationships in prison lately have not been good. He's kind of been, I don't know how to put it, like not nice, not friendly, not like he was when he first got there. So it may be that his cellmates, his roommates or whatever you call them, are not happy with him. You know what I'm saying? uh but his eating habits have been a little different because Tim likes to live the superstar lifestyle, so I'm sure he doesn't like all of the food in prison. So and that's real talk. I mean, you're not going to get cuisine in prison. I mean, that's real talk. Sorry, all the chitlins and the pig feet and the collard greens. Oh, moths. Oh, that sounds so nasty. Hey, TT, my love is in the building. Hey, sis. Yeah, you're not gonna get that good old cuisine. I'm gonna post the link one more time just in case. I'd be forgetting, but my mom's probably got my back. I gotta get out of here before long. Let's check this out. Tim is a psychopath. I agree. He convinced himself that he did not have Andre murdered. He is a sick man. He is pure evil. Who would smile in a mugshot? Oh, his smile was big. Wasn't his smile big? Wasn't his smile big? For somebody who's getting arrested, you're just like cheesing and everything. That was so confusing to me. That was really confusing to me. It's Sonya TV. Hi. Sharon, that's why he hasn't confessed anything. Psychopaths think that they can lie their way out of anything. Do you think that's what it is? Yeah, a lot of you guys are saying that. A lot of you guys are saying that. Jade, burner phones used to be the criminal and cheating PI's best friend, but not anymore. They did. I remember them having burner phones like when you would watch the television shows and then I was just about to ask somebody that Twanna, I think his new lawyer from Chicago is $650 an hour. I was going to ask, has anybody reported on how much Tim's what do you call it, his attorney's fees and everything are like? Do you guys know? I'm sneezing, nose running, harmony, sneezing, coughing, it's running nose, honesty has been coughing. Okay. My children are sick. That's how narcissist people think. Don't worry, my daughter's 30 years old. So when when I say my child and my children, she's 30. So and she's got a runny nose. She's honestly thought that those prepaid phones wouldn't be traced. No, Tim, yeah, Tim thought that they wouldn't be traced. And like I said before, he did tell Terica to throw the phones away. Um, I heard his lawyer is one of the best. The one that he brought in, that lady, the $650 an hour lady, is supposed to be one of the absolute best attorneys. She's leading the pack. She's telling them what to do. She's the one that's done all the filing. You see her name at the bottom of every docket, every document that I show you guys on Pacer, from the time that they approved her to work on his behalf. Because she's not from St. Louis, so she had to be approved or whatever. So yeah, she's one of the best of the best. True, Tim even used his real phone, Brutus phone at the same time. Yep, sure did, and that's why he was like, "Please, you can't, use my real phone." Ain't no steak, ain't no shrimp, ain't no mama's fried chicken, none of that where he's at. So yeah, and this fool said he's eating noodles every day. That's mm. All right. He better get comfortable being uncomfortable. I don't know how comfortable he is in jail, but I'm sure prison is going to be much worse. This is not one of those if the glove don't fit, you must acquit cases. Absolutely not. I totally 100% agree. Because that gun can fit in anybody's hand. Okay, and he thought that he was really slick by using two different phones or whatever, and two different phones being in two different locations. But it's speculated that he was actually in St. Louis at the time or whatever. So, um, if it comes out that he was actually in St. Louis and not in, Mississippi, he was in St. Louis, Missouri instead of being in, Mississippi, then, you know, just saying. He probably thought it was going to play out like in the movies. That man. Tim is greedy. Miss Robbie had everything up. Yeah, oh yeah, she had everything set up and he blew it. And that I said that before. Like You want to see Miss Robbie's phone records? Who said that? I want to see Miss Robbie's phone records. Hey, Angie in real life. Hello, my sis. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks to everybody in the chat. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here. I dropped the link a couple times, and you guys now perjury is illegal. So you're right. She might end up going to jail. Perjury is illegal. So I hope she doesn't, send herself to jail. But I do want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you so much for joining the chat. I appreciate all of you being in here. Listen, let me tell you something. We're gonna have coverage of Miss Robbie's testimony as soon as that information drops. I will go live with you guys, or at least give you guys a premiere video so that we can see what she had to say, as well as Terica Ellis, because I'm interested in a full synopsis of both of them, but especially Miss Robbie. So that's the next thing that we're going to be looking at to cover is the testimony of Miss Robbie. So be looking out for that. If it comes out tomorrow morning, then we'll go live again tomorrow. And so, yeah, like that's what's up. I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna get out of here before I do. Y'all know what to do. Drop some teacups in the chat if you enjoyed the show. Uh oh, she said points blank. I'll come up next time, I promise. No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm always in the chat. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. Thank you for the cash apps. I appreciate you guys so much. I'll definitely like I said, we'll be back on tomorrow as soon as I get the information from Miss Robbie. If you are just coming in, check it out. Watch the replay. I know it's long. It's only an hour and 38 minutes, but that's long to some people. But think of it as a podcast. You can listen to it while you clean up or cook or whatever. So you didn't miss anything because the replay will be up. Thank you guys so much. I love covering interesting topics and interesting cases. So this is an honor for me. And I love that you guys trust me with this information. And I love that you guys actually come and listen to my commentary. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. I'm going to get out of here because mom is all like, get off the road. It's getting dark. So I'm going to go. But thank you guys so much. And I will check you out tomorrow on another episode of the Twanna Y'vette Show.